way above average, you can still be successful. And
Yeah.
that's really important for some point. Geez, I saw a swing of Roberto Clemente. Did you see that? Somebody posted it. I don't know if it was baseballer or what. It was Roberto Clemente. I don't know, maybe 70 All-Star game, 71. I don't know. So it was an All-Star game. It looked like it was Detroit. He hit a home run into like right center in the upper deck, right? So it was a small double deck park. And if you look at the swing, like, it was terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It was his upper body was tilted probably 7 or 8 degrees forward. His back foot was probably 10 to 12 inches off the ground. He was totally on his front foot, like over his front. I shouldn't say on his front foot, over his chest was over his hips. And it was a fastball. It wasn't like it was a breaking ball. And he had some bat drag in there, but his swing plane was like beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what he did, even though he lunged, even though his back elbow wasn't great, his swing plane was great, and he launches this ball 400 something feet into the opposite field. And it just tells you that if you can be on plane, and you know what that is, more importantly, because there's so many different things about being on plane, but if you can be on plane, if your barrel can be in the zone at the right time for a long period of time, and you can create some speed with your barrel, hey, that's all you need.
Yeah. And that's why guys can hit pitches that they're out in front on. And when analysts always say, well, he kept his hands back and his timing was off, well, he had also had a really good swing plane in that swing.
That's right. Yeah, and his timing was off, but he was still in the zone for a long enough time to be successful. Yeah, absolutely.
I think there was a video a couple of years ago of Anthony Rizzo hitting. He went down to his back left knee, a left-handed batter. He was out in front of the pitch and still hit a home run out of Wrigley. So he was still on play. He was so out in front, but he was still on playing with the pitch, and he hit a home run to deep right.
Yeah.
Not everybody can do that, by the way. I don't think.
No,
but
they can't, and you can't teach that either. You can teach them to, like I like my players to be fooled. We'll do drills where we fool them, and I get them essentially out in front.
Yeah.
Right. But they have to keep their front shoulder down, their hands back, and then they have to fight it off.
Yeah.
Or get a base hit. They're not allowed to swing over it. I watched right before bed last night. Ken Burns' special was on, and I think it was, what year was it? It was like the 20s, right? So it was like the end of Cobb, but it was Ruth. It was really heavy Ruth. But they talked about Ty Cobb and his numbers, and I was astonished at his numbers. Like, this guy, granted, not a model citizen of, happiness, right? or cohesiveness or love of all people. But he said baseball is my war, and I'm going to win my war. And that's how he played the game. But, he had 4,000, something hits, right? That Ruth or that Rose broke. But he struck out, I don't know, what do you have, 11,000 at bats? I think he struck out 300 and something times.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, people do that in a year and a half.